Nicole, and I have the August Paletteful Packs box to unbox. So let's go. Okay, so we've got August box, and you may have watched my previous video where I opened July's box, admittedly very late. And I was disappointed in the box, so I'm having high hopes for this one because honestly, June with the markers, markers aren't my thing. I'm not a marker person, though I do like the Tombos, so it wasn't that bad. And the feather came out really cute, but last month's I just wasn't feeling it. So let's see what we got. Uh-oh. Do you see what I see? This is not going to be one I'm going to be able to do tonight. I'm going to have to film this in 2 videos, or in 2 sessions, I should say. Because I see refined linseed oil. And that makes me think that this is an oil painting box, which I'm actually really excited about. So, okay, refined linseed oil by Winsor and Newton. And this slows the drying of oil paint. Yep. And here we have oil paint. Like I said, I'm excited about this. I haven't oil painted since I was like 12 or 13 with my grandmother, who taught me and my sister how to oil paint one summer. But we only did it that one summer. Like, we didn't have our own oil paints to take home with us and work on and whatnot. And, it was an activity you had to do outside, at the time before they had all of this other non-toxic ways of oil painting and stuff. So, yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully these paints are really good. And here we have a number 6 Simply Simmons brush. Again, it's the same one that was in last box. We have a Williamsburg oil paint, Fanchon Red. Okay. Sorry for all the noise. We have, oops. More paintbrushes. Robert Simmons Sapphire. We have a 00. A number 8 flat. And a 1/2 inch angled shader brush. We have another Cretacolor oil pencil in Nero Soft. A painting tile. Like a pre-primed tile, I'm assuming. Sticker. Video game art theme. It's kind of cute. We have 3 5x7 Daler Rowney canvas panels. 100% cotton, acid-free, ready to use, triple primed. And a Fredericks mixed media canvas board. I have heard really good. Is this the Fredericks that I've heard about though? Yeah. I've heard really great things about Fredericks products, so I'm excited to try this out. Oh, you can do watercolor, alcohol ink, acrylic, airbrush, and other aqueous-based media. 100% archival cotton artist canvas. Specially formulated acid-free gesso, rigid MDF hardboard core. Oh wow, yeah, this is pretty heavy duty. Oh, and another Williamsburg artist oil color in Zebras Blue. Okay. So our prompts for August are still life, lush, portrait, atmosphere. And again, I have no idea what I want to paint. All right, I'll figure it out. Let me go ahead and put this all away, and I'll be coming back on a different day because I'm not currently set up to oil paint, much less paint in general. But what we can do is look at the colors. So we've got that red, we've got the blue. What colors coming here? Oh. So we have burnt umber, yellow ochre, viridian, French ultramarine, cadmium red deep hue, and cadmium yellow pale hue. Okay, not bad. All right, like I said, I'll be back. So it's been a couple weeks since I opened my August Paletteful Packs box. It is currently September 14th. So the reason it's been so long is because I didn't necessarily need a few things, but I wanted a few things before I did the oil painting. One, I'm going to be doing this indoors. And while I could open the windows in the room, there's not a ton of like cross breeze or whatever. I could turn on my fan, but oil painting is something I wanted to get into anyway. Because again, I'm hoping to take the Milan Art Institute Mastery Program. But I have Gamsol. I got it a while back to use as a colored pencil blending medium. But even though it's odorless, it still gave me headaches, and it's still not super safe to use indoors unless you have windows and air ventilation and all that stuff. But the Milan people prefer this. And this is Soy Thin Artist Odorless Paint Thinner. And you can use it indoors. And I probably still may have my ceiling fan on low. But I've already loaded into the other item I wanted, which is a stainless steel brush washer, because when you're done using this, like, it'll last for a very long time in the container. Like, you can use it because the paint particles settle to the bottom, and then the top is clear and good to use. But anyway, I needed a sealable container, and I didn't want to use a mason jar. This has an insert that is raised off the bottom, so you're scrubbing your brush in clean thinner, and it will evaporate if you leave it uncovered. The other thing I wanted to order was the solvent-free gel. It is an alternative to Galkid, which you mix into your paint to help with dry time. Because oil paints by themselves take a really long time to dry, especially if you're adding, like this comes with, this Paletteful Packs came with linseed oil. So the Soy Thin took about 2 weeks to come in. This came like fairly quickly, and then the other thing I wanted, you can kind of see over here. I have a 16 by 20 Masterson's Stay Wet palette, or I'm sorry, a 12 by 16 Masterson Stay Wet palette for acrylic with a blue lid. I ordered one with a red lid for oil painting, and I also ordered a glass palette to go into the oil painting one. So again, you could just use what came in the Paletteful Packs box to make a painting. However, cleaning the brushes may have been tricky. So we have the linseed oil, which instead of this, I will be using this. This slows drying, this quickens drying. We have our Winton oil colors, plus this blue and this red, which I think I might use for my painting. We have, it came with the De La Rowney canvas panels 5x7, which I'm using one of those today. And then we have these brushes, which I'll also be using today. This is my reference picture. It's an AI image I found on Pinterest of some mushrooms. And I've already sketched it out on my canvas panel with the included Cretacolor Nero Soft pencil. So, just a quick sketch. Okay. And this I don't know if I've talked about it before. This is just like I don't know if it's bamboo, but it's just like a cheap book stand. You can adjust the tilt. It also goes up and down a little. I have covered it with press and seal to protect it from the paint. And these make really handy small desk easels without the desk easel price. I find that these tend to be cheaper than actual easels, and I find them more sturdy because they're meant to hold a book, right? Like they could hold fairly heavy books. So, okay. Again, here are our Winton oil colors. I am just now noticing that we do not have a white oil paint, which is a little weird, but all right. And I'm also just now noticing that I literally chose, without remembering what the colors were, like the perfect reference picture. So that's really cool. All right, I'm going to set these out on the palette. Okay, time for me to paint. I'm just going to go for it. Like, I know oil painting is a little different than acrylic painting. And I haven't been trained per se in oil painting. Like I said, I think I mentioned the first oil painting I ever did, I was like I was young, like maybe 13ish, and it was my grandmother teaching my sister and I. One summer we were outside, we were oil painting, and she used to paint in like the Bob Ross style. So it was I don't still have it. I don't think I still have it. I might. I'll have to go through some stuff, but it was a mountain scene with, trees and their friends. So I am significantly older than 13. So it's been a while. But yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. Put some music on, and you can sit back and watch me paint. One thing I will tell you though is I believe I'm going to start with the background, and it looks like there's like kind of an out of focus body of water back there, and I really like that blue, so I'm going to try to color match. Okay, something's bothering me already, so get some blue tack here. There. Now the canvas won't move on me. Okay. And there we have it. I didn't sign it because it's really wet and the paint is just mixing into the other paint. And I wanted to do this alla prima, which means, all at once, at one time, one sitting, whatever. I do have some like mixing spots where, blue and yellow make green. So there's like a green haze around the mushrooms, and I think that's kind of cool. Now, could have benefited maybe from some white, but all in all, this was kind of fun, and I'm actually really pleased with how it came out. I would say not bad for my first real oil painting, without any training or instruction. Just kind of went for it. I mean, I know some things about oil painting, but not. I would never consider myself an expert at this point in time. So, yeah, I'm really happy with my little mushrooms. So, I would say after a disappointing July box, that this August box was a lot of fun. Now, I do have the September box already because, again, it's September 14th. So, look out for that one real soon. Okay? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.